Morning. We are a minute and a half away or so from another Title Tuesday. You're stuck with me today. We'll see if we can, normally you'd say, I see if I can improve on last time, but that seems very unlikely, so see if we can do as well as last time. Because although I didn't play too many strong players, somehow I scraped together some points. Eight of them, to be exact. Which is going to be impressive to repeat. Thanks for the 5 months, Jumeri. BCL Crude. Or Buckle Crude. Thanks for the half a year. Hello, Pranav. Here we go. Things start very soon. 20 seconds. Hello, Grilled Peppers. We've got some techno on, so we'll see if it helps. All right, good luck us. It's all about starting well, which is not something I do very often. Okay, let's go. Mainline Queen C2. It's been a while since I've played this line with C5. Not really sure I'm terribly interested in doing it, but Bishop G5 is the main move. Jeez, it's been a minute. Peter163, thanks for the 4 months. DSAP with a gifted sap. Okay, it goes knight D7 though.
Thought that I saw you in a bar. Sat in the corner just to watch you from afar. I lost your face and fell asleep. Went into a dream of echoed voices from the deep.
A5. Wow. Trying to wait for K6. Like, wow. That move really caught me by surprise. C6. Must say I find these moves kind of surprising. Okay. I'm very happy with the position. I'm just trying to make sure I keep my bishops now. Here I'm gonna go there and then Queen C2. Yeah, I don't like the way he's playing. But sometimes when you go here, they go G5 and 94, and just trying to keep my bishop pair. Take, or I guess I could leave it there. Let's take knight on C3. I think this guy would be weak. Definitely gonna play A4. Let's not allow that. b3 is definitely a move I want to play. Nice to get a rook there first, though. Right now, he has the typical knight d2 move, so we just want to be wary of that. But b3 should be very annoying to deal with. Here he wants that, so let's... want to take that, but let's bring this guy back. E3. I think at this point he really wants to win, so didn't quite get the move off. Second guess myself a little bit because I was really considering doing this, and I actually think white has a good chance here, especially in this kind of +1 format where you can do pretty well with just a bunch of connected pawns and a knight being annoying. But I thought of this, and then I thought of this, which loses, and then I was like, okay, rook c6 is a great move, which it is a very good move, but I guess we were just a little too slow getting it off there. Who else? Oh, they just happened to pick the game that ended on the spot. Anthony's playing. Oh shoot. Feels bad. Big Cheese Boy, thanks for the half year. Feels bad. Yeah, I think I was just really surprised in the opening. He was really just playing some not very good moves. I was trying to be too particular, but like keeping my bishops, and I mean, like everything I saw in the opening, I was just really confused by a5, c6. Like normally, if black gives up the bishop in the nimzo, you almost always have to play c5 or like knight d4 or g5, something like very aggressive, very quick. And if you don't, then you just have a very bad position. And all of that is pretty much what happened. So I guess I was just a little surprised to have such a nice position. Count Rando, thanks for the 5 months. Every game I click on is just over. There we go. There we go. Ends in 2 seconds. Ends. What is this? Am I like, do I have some power? So the game is always underrated. Can be quite difficult. Fractal, thanks for the 11 months. We're gonna see you in Tulum, Fractal, for some festivals. Tier 3, 11 months. Thanks, buddy. That looked good. It wasn't perfect technique, but it was pretty good. He definitely knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah, definitely instructive. Thanks, Wasis Das, for the 5 subs. Cheers, buddy. Very kind of you. Imagine what he would have gifted if I won the game. Imagine. Super Serial Guy 139, thanks for the 6 months. Okay, Fractal, sounds good. Well, hopefully it works out. You'd definitely be a solid addition to the crew. We have a bunch of time odds, which is good. You guys know that it's not really time odds because I end up paying it back almost immediately. And I need it. I need these time odds. Interesting. I wonder if he's gonna go G3. Yeah, G3 and H4 is pretty normal there. Could go H5 here, or we could just plan to put the knight on F4, but knight F4 is quite the ask, so start with this. Yeah, if white knows what to do in these positions, then, or even vaguely knows what to do, then it usually works out pretty well. It's always recommended to have this sort of structure against the bishop like that. This will play for d7. Not much to do. Really simple kind of plan. I don't even think you should take, but G3 is always a very good move. Yep, that makes sense. not sure. I think there was a real case to take with the pawn there and then go for f4. I mean, he's still gonna do exactly that, but like on the last turn, it was really pretty good. It's knight. I think should have just moved last turn instead. Also can't really castle, so we're gonna go here. We'll go e5. It's knight on e7. I'd also like to castle, so the case of like too many things I want to do here, or need to do rather, in the position. G6 to force the knight to make a decision does look promising. Also, takes castles. Now might be interesting. I'm gonna do that, I think, just because it imbalances the position. Not necessarily because I think it's the best move. We don't have a great position. I would go here if I were him. Okay, it's going at it a different way. Let's play this. If he takes, I think I'll just throw this pawn up to f5. Again, not great, but maybe we can get things a little messy here. I think I need them messy. Because my position is not good. My position is no good. These are the kind of weird moves I need to work somehow. So if I take, there's knight c6. A few ways I could take this back. Again, I'm going to choose maybe the strangest looking one. Okay. I guess he just missed at this hanging. This. I think I'll just give up f5 here because I just need to take this. I won't be able to survive position without taking that pawn, I think. He's gonna swing the rook over, so I wasn't quite sure I wanted to allow that. Check I can throw in. As I said, I need those timeouts. My opponent basically didn't show up for the whole game, and it was a very competitive time scramble. So I'm not kidding when I say I need these. These 1 minute timeouts they just make the game fair. Yeah, I don't know about knight f5. I think he missed a few good things here. Usually when you have this pawn structure with this pawn like that and castle long, the worst thing that can happen is somebody attacking this pawn right here. So something like this looks really strong, because if a5, which I could play, then he gets in bishop b5, bishop here, or bishop a6. Like, he goes all over my light squares. Plus, takes, maybe the b file is usable, not sure. And if I go b5, then I was thinking he could go a4, which is pretty typical, to try to take this pawn. So there's a few ways I could play this position, but this definitely looked annoying. At least I would have played b5, but that's what I was expecting. He did, I think, knight e4. Oops. He did knight f4 or knight e4, and then it's like I go king b8, rook d3, and if I do nothing here, I think he's just gonna like double his rooks. He's gonna maybe play rook here in c5. I don't know. It just doesn't look like I'm doing anything, so I decided to go for this. Questionable. Here he should play rook b3 to guard this pawn. And yeah, after this, black's definitely better, but I don't think it's anything too special, because the pawn on g6 is still loose. I know I should probably have a much better move here, but wasn't really able to find it. Because here I'm worried that like something like this, if he hangs onto that pawn, I was kind of concerned. And this rook defending g3 is very nice, right? I can't even take g3. Once chess happens, thanks for the 17 months, Orbis. Thanks again for the 9 earlier. Tier 3. Spagooter 31 for the 8 months, and Mr. Sir 71 for 13 months. Okay, so if he plays, I was gonna say if he plays King's Indian or something like this, then I'll essentially play a same-ish looking structure against it. I think this calls for d5. Although I don't love that I'm doing that. So I think we'll take this way. e5. National Master Chess Fighter. Thanks to Goonie for the 8 months. Yeah, this is once again where I think I'll probably be playing c takes. e5. I wonder about a4. I don't think I like it. Okay, I'm going to reroute this knight. I don't think it's very good on c3 anymore. From f2, it still protects the center. And sometimes after a4, him not being able to play b4 might be useful. I do need to develop and castle. At h5, I think I'll probably consider g4. Knight c5 is interesting. It makes me wonder if he's gonna consider sacking there, or after b4, I'm wondering what he's up to. Yeah, I feel like sacrificing there is kind of a real option, so I'm just gonna go here for now. At the right moment, it also might be good for me to play this move, and it's hilarious that I mentioned that because now it's the right moment. Okay, so do an extra piece, but you just have to pretty much get castled safely, and then And then we're okay, but easier said than done. Knight on e2 doesn't have amazing squares, so I think we're gonna go here, bishop e2 castle. Obviously, we're gonna face the rook on d8, so we gotta move our queen. But I think more or less we can just go here, here, here type of thing. That's what I'm hoping, at least. This to make a threat on e5 might simply be the best, but that could also be considered a little bit greedy when all I need to do is castle. Here, b4 takes. Do I have to be worried about this position? I'm gonna say no. But he has rook d4 as well, so yeah, okay. If it's rook d4 and b4, then maybe I don't want my queen there. Bishop e2. I feel like no point in giving him a potential useful free tempo later. And if he goes here to try to check, then I can always block with the queen. Bishop e2 is next, castle, and I might insert a rook trade on d1 just to stop like rook d2 happening once I've castled. So something like bishop e2 and then rook d1 to trade a pair of rooks and then castle after that. I think that might be ideal. Other than doubling the rooks, yeah, I feel like c4 is his only other option, and he does it. So again, check, I just go here. So he's probably doing this just to go queen c5, double the rooks, a5, b4, which I understand. I'm still in a weird situation. That definitely looks takeable. I don't know why that wouldn't be. Gotta be punishing those moves.
What do you want?
So, I mean, even if he wins the pawn back, that's not really what I care about here. I just care about getting castled, which I'm able to do. I got queen a4. And a knight also looking to come in at f5.
What do you want?
Okay, a6 is hanging as well.
What do you want? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What do you want? Let's go. Let's go.
I just realized I had 1 second.
Let's go.
1 second.
Let's go.
The 1 second is tough.
Let's go.
Might be happy with a draw, actually.
Let's go.
Just kind of zoned out. I don't really know what happened. I mean,
Let's go.
I only made this move because I had a, what, 0.8? Yeah. Just sort of made a move because I didn't want to flag,
What do you
but
want?
obviously he can just take this and, well, black should be maybe slightly better, I'm not sure. Rip block, thanks for the 3 years. Spot crazy 14 months. Brandon Evil 14 months. It was a good game, but just kind of zoned out.
Let's go. Let's go. What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, not winning a position like this is obviously
Let's go.
not a very good sign, but you know, pretty tired.
Let's go.
as always.
What do you want?
Yeah, I have I wouldn't say a bad habit, but
Let's go.
a routine of just being on time. So I almost never look at the time until it's too late. But yeah, there's not much to review in this game. It's just some guy not playing good chess and some guy not playing fast chess.
What do you want?
It won't surprise you who is who. Okay, only a couple games left here in the round. I have a feeling this one will be the last one. This looks like a particularly... Like, white doesn't even need his c-pawn, so... I have a feeling white's gonna try to play c7 at some point to try to win. Because even if he loses the pawn, it's still draw. So, may as well. 17 months, thanks Ploofy.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Let's go. Let's go. What do you want? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
That's weird. Normally this, well, almost always this bishop goes to c4 in this opening. So, I actually find that very strange. He's obviously putting it here, I suppose.
Let's go. What do you want? Let's go.
Maybe he'll play bishop e2, but I don't know. I find the whole thing surprising. I really thought that,
Go.
really thought the whole point of this opening was to play bishop c4.
What do you want? Let's go.
I guess I'll take the opportunity to play d5. Probably f6 next. Bishop e6, queen d7.
Let's go.
At least gain tempo on h3.
Let's go. What do you want? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I have a hard time believing his position. Knight d4, if he plays c3, then maybe I just come back and say that you've got a weakness now. Or maybe a couple weaknesses. Okay, we'll play p6. That could just be weakness.
What do you want?
I just want to defend this guy. Don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's quite possible knight should be on d4 by now. I am planning to do it. Knight b4 might be a better start. Knight b4. My brain's just thinking really slow right now, but knight b4 hits these pawns and kind of stops c3, which can be nice. This move I feel like I'm happy to see because now there's no c3. I don't even know if c3 is good. But at least my knight can just sit there. This move is covered. You know, this knight seems to be well protected. Sometimes there's a way to get a knight f3 move working with bishop takes h3, but I won't be counting on it. But potentially something like knight b4 next turn could be quite strong. So yeah, if I take, then pawn takes, which is not something I want. I think I'm gonna go here to at least have an idea of going f5 in the future. Kick the knight out of e4. Queen takes h6. We can go bishop takes e4. Although maybe it fails for other reasons. Just some c2 hanging in that line as well. c3 and c4 by white both look quite poor here. f5 seems like the next move. And, you know, f5, knight c3, takes, queen check somewhere on this diagonal. Looks very good at the moment. So you might even have to play something like g4 here, which is not usually ideal. f4, okay, indicating that after this, the knight probably wants to go back there. I don't think that much changes. He might have to give up his bishop for this knight in a lot of lines. But I think this is the clear way to proceed. Even if I don't end up in one of those lines, which I was talking about, I feel like this is the way to do things. So here he wants to stick with the queen. I could do that and then take on b6 and go bishop here and really put some pressure on that. Or I could play knight here and just ensure that I get this entire long diagonal at the cost of a pawn. I'm going to choose to take here and take here. We'll see if this ends up being correct or not.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
I guess that is the... It's got to be the move. Could go here as well. Maybe let's start with this. Make sure we're hitting the knight. Oh, okay. You tricked me there. I guess I wanted to take on b3. Unfortunately, now we have a not so good position. Let's go here. This position with the pawn on c2 would be just fine, but like this is not ideal. Didn't really see that was being threatened. Yeah. Doesn't really make a lot of sense what just happened, because when my position was the best, my moves were the worst. I guess the same thing happened to him. His moves were the worst when his position was the best as well. Yeah, so in hindsight, it would have simply been better to step out of the way with the king first. Because if on here, then I always wanted to be able to take this. But okay, no matter what, he's getting like a ton of counterplay. So he's getting queen g6, he's starting queen g7. And I don't know. Knight f6 probably works. Yeah. Pretty much the same tactic that I just did. okay, there's this hanging, so I have to account for that. Because there's some moves for black. It's not so clear. There's rook e2, is bishop x4, but lots of things in the end, actually. But yeah, this is maybe this was the better decision. I don't know. Bishop back, and like you're down a pawn, but you got the best piece on the board, type of thing. Still, I think white should probably be happy to be in this position after the game that we had. So anyhow, I'm pretty sure there's a break after the next round, and there is. Okay. Jake Steele, thanks for the 10 months. Nick, 3 months. DOJ with the 2 months, and Dirty Dog with 10 gifted subs. I'm going to go make a coffee. As you can tell, I need it. So I'll be right back. But thank you, Dirty Dog. I'm going to think about those subs while I make my coffee. That'll put me in a good mood. Cheers, buddy. Okay, we got some coffee. Confirmed. See if it has any impact. I already feel better just making the coffee. I don't even have to consume it. Simply the process of preparing the coffee is therapeutic. Thanks again, Dirty Dog, for the 10 subs. I don't think the performance at the moment is deserving, so I'll take an IOU. See if we can get there. Get some wine. That's gonna. Wine is acceptable any time of the day. You know that. Hey, Andy. Five gifted subs. There we go. That's more like it. I'm on more of a 5 gifted sub trajectory at the moment. Thank you, Latin and Blonde. Thank you, Bill. I'm gonna need that. All the support. I'm gonna need all that. So we just got down to round 4. They're on their break thing. And I guess we'll be starting the next game shortly. Is 11 rounds. That's a fair question, though. Len Artur. You know, it's like, hey, why are you at 1.5? Well, you know, he's actually at 2.5. Okay. Well, let me rephrase. Why are you at 2.5? You can keep asking that question. Okay. Draw? I don't think so. I don't think we'll be going for the old draw. We'll see what we can do here. Played this once over the board before. Black is often tempted by this move. Which, makes a lot of sense. Forces me to trade the queens off. When your king is sitting on d8, getting the queens off the board makes a lot of sense. This knight doesn't have a ton of squares to go to, so knight g5, for example, I think is particularly annoying. King there, knight c7. Knight g5, he's gonna take on e3 and go knight e5. And then f6. So I suppose that takes care of that. Let's just grab this back. Still have the same threats. of knight g5. Now on bishop here, he wants to go knight f4, I guess. And then bishop e4, knight c6 almost has to happen. Position is going to get very messy. I think it might work out for me. Bishop e4. We'll see. I'm not really in a position to play a very calm game because I have a knight here that if I don't extract, I'll certainly be losing. But maybe it was better to play g3 instead of bishop here and just stop the knight from being able to move anywhere and then attack it and then just continue from there. But I decided to go for the much more direct approach, as you can see. Okay, so on the bright side, my knight is now protected. I can also play knight takes b6 to try to sack it for 2 pawns, which is pretty good. The other thing, though, that is intriguing, number 1, is I think I'm going to start like this. And then after knight there, I'm looking at rook here. And I'm asking myself, how does that pawn get defended? Because if it can't, and I don't think it can, and it has to move, then I take. If it doesn't move and I take, I feel like I can do better than sacking a knight for pawns. I think I can actually potentially extract it. So hang on, rook there. It's got to go like knight a6 or bishop a6. It's kind of a weird position to be in for him. Okay, I can always bring the other rook over and then sack again on b6, so I'm not really squandering the opportunity. And here, don't I take and take there? Now this guy's being hit. I did not think knight c6 was a move at all, almost. Okay, now I just take here. Got rook a8 is a huge threat. No, he's doing something very strange. He wants to go king here, but I can take, king takes, rook b1, and this king will be on the side of the board. Ripe for a checkmate. Let's make sure to put this king on a decent square. Here. And our knight will make it to e2. He takes here, we take here, and go there. Not concerned. I think rook here is a slight improvement on knight g1. Now we can go here. Probably rook f1 and f3 is the idea. I'm gonna take that. H5 is hanging. Thanks D-Tams for the 4 months. Okay, in the end, actually, the thing in the game was more or less, I don't know, as good as it could go for white, basically. Yeah, so then black plays this line a lot, especially when they're the lower rated player, because it's just kind of annoying most of the time. Like, this is just the repetition. Rook A1, Rook B1. But because I play the London so often, and believe me, I play against a lot of people lower rated than me from time to time, I can't be taking a draw every time someone plays this line, so I came up with this line, which I'm not sure anyone else plays because, you know, admittedly it's not fantastic, but I think the evaluation's like a little bit less than -1 in this line after knight c7 here. Yeah, and I think it's like, you know, -0.8 or 0.9. So it's not great for white, but in my opinion, the moves that black has to find in this line are a little bit strange. And white has this really nice plan of just h4, h5, and like the knight is like doesn't have many squares to go to. All the pieces are undeveloped, and well, pretty much the game is like a very good indication of how white should play. Just very active, all the pieces come out. I'm like fully developed when black has nothing going on. He's playing moves like f6. So yeah, I would lose this to a computer most likely, but I still maintain that, you know, worst case scenario, I can play knight takes pawn, but you know, he's been moving in one knight for the whole game. I think it's a good enough line. I feel like I've had white a lot. Obviously, just maybe it was the last 2 games, but feels like more. Books are nice. Thanks for the 100 bits. We're in the big leagues now, guys. We're playing in FM. This is where it really gets tough. Takes bishop f5 is a popular line. Added Ordrin, thank you, man. A6, honestly speaking, kind of one of the last moves I was expecting. Don't think I really get it. Okay. Here, I guess he has b5, so I suppose queen to c2 is the prescription here. And is this not takeable? I think it should be. Okay, well, I think you have to be happy with this. Looks like very good pressure because I mean knight 85 or an 84 are just happening. Can't really stop that. Just take it back. Bishop e7. One of these moves will be good. 85, bishop f5, queen b3. I'm still making this threat, so yeah, he maybe almost has to just go back. His pawn's now threatened. I think rook b1 might be the best here. Although, maybe don't necessarily want to walk onto that diagonal. I want to get castled. Queen f6 is possible, but again, he has to get castled as well, and I am up a pawn. Yeah. I think everyone just needs to get castled here, and everyone does. Bishop back to f5, then I think we try rook c1. Okay, so we got the h3 move in for free, which is good. I'm not sure if I want to play a3 or a4, which is kind of why I'm delaying it. It's clear to me my rook doesn't want to be there. Okay, what is up with this? He's trying to full send something. Okay. I don't get that move. I think I'm going to go with a4. If he's trying to play this. Wouldn't hurt me to bring my bishop back just to get out of the way of some stuff in the middle. But I'll probably push that pawn to a5. Then we have a clamp on the b6 square. Yeah, I'm definitely playing this. You can't convince me otherwise. This is such a good pawn structure. As long as I don't lose that guy. Drop the bishop back. Here, knight b4, d7 hangs, so he can't quite push the pawn forward the way he wants to, which is why he's gone there. I do think I'll play this though. Pawn structure is still great. I think he's going to play f5, even though it seemingly walks into knight g5. e4, tricky move. Yeah, there's still a lot of play here, actually. He didn't really stumble upon the move e4, and I think if he had, it would have been a much different story. Okay, well, he took with the knight, made things a lot easier. Not that he had another option to take the pawn, but maybe could have been trickier, I don't know. I just decided to sack because time was low. It's definitely not, the best move. Probably a6 or c6, just much better. And here, pushing the pawn makes a ton of sense, but I sort of had this weird hallucination about check and taking b5 that concerned me. So I just didn't do it in the moment, but pushing c6 or a6 was probably just fine. And then here I did it. You know, this is always possible. Basically, the queen is just stuck to the knight, so it's a weird position where if you take with the knight, I have queen d7, and if you take with the queen, I can take on f6. Now, I thought he was going to take with the queen because it's much trickier. Like, for example, here, queen h5 check, right? And I'm forced to take a draw. So I definitely thought that he should take with the queen. But he probably saw the knight was hanging and just decided against it. That doesn't mean it is a draw or anything, but I can play like bishop f2 here. Might be sufficient. Queen d3 check. Also covers things, but you still should have played queen takes g4. It's just, yeah, once you notice that knight g4 runs into queen d7, it's just not playable. So you make this move even if you hang your knight, I guess, is the way to think of it. Thanks for the half year, Arch 13, Master Frog 96 for the 4 months using Prime. Thought the opening went fine. A6 was really weird, but I see his idea. He has this b5 move that you don't normally have in London, so queen a4 check is always met with the same b5 idea. So I had to adjust to that, but you know, you can't just put your knight on the side of the board and then just develop like nothing's happening or like nothing's wrong. Because I am gonna take, and I am gonna defend that pawn, and well, honestly, I kept that pawn the whole game, and then that was the difference. Oh yeah, the one thing though that he should have played was e4, I think, and it was just an oversight on my part as well to even not really notice it. But you know, we would get in a position like this, and I would have to find b5 probably to win this material. But at the time in the game, I didn't have that b5 move necessarily locked down. I know I'm still probably better here because there's 2 pawns hanging. I've got, you know, 2 extra pawns on the other side of the board as well, and my queen's in great position. His pieces are not very good, so it's not like my move was a blunder. I still think white's better there, but I feel like he should have tried it. Maybe he saw that though, because initially I didn't really see b5, and maybe white's just winning there at the end. But if he saw that, then he calculated better than I did. So it's to my benefit that he was a good calculator. Because I saw that a few moves after. Yeah, and then the rest of the game is just everybody's low on time, bit messy. Bit messy. Hard to really draw any conclusions from there. Okay, we're playing Gawain Jones. And it looks like he just wants to get a position. I can relate to that. He's been playing online chess for so long, like all the way back to the ICC years. Knight d7, queen c2 is the idea. With knight c3, bishop e3 coming up. Otherwise, I could take it, but this position's notoriously pretty good for white. Yeah, we'll probably see this. Or knight c3 first, I guess it doesn't matter. I have a hard time remembering what goes on here. White wants to play bishop e3, but okay, bishop c5. And maybe bishop d2. Bishop d2, knight a4 is not really a threat. Like, you can take here, I guess. Take there, but no, I think we want to do this. Yeah, rook c1 though makes a lot of sense. I think I'm getting into trouble. I'm like a move behind because I did like bishop e7, bishop c5. Rook c1 and e4 look like very good looking moves. Because yeah, you can't open the position with the king sitting there like that. It just won't work. D6, bishop here. We're gonna go knight d4. I'd like to play queen b4, but yeah, I just couldn't take that e-pawn. Not with the rook coming at e1. Or maybe I could have, but I was definitely too scared to. Definitely too scared. I'm actually gonna go here, which is a little bit against my initial thought. The knight gets to e4. I trade the queens. I guess I go king e7, put a knight on c5. I hope that's good enough. Could also castle. Realized the pawn was hanging as I was in the middle of saying that, so he did have to defend the pawn, either with f4 or rook e1. I really don't think my position's that bad, but I'm sure I will be convinced otherwise. Just got so caught up in the position, which is really unfortunate. I can win that position. Now it's too much. Man, nice looking position. Just kind of tossing the knight around here aimlessly. Still have a whole bunch of pawns, but the time is not very nice. Didn't even see that mate. I think it could have maybe been a little tricky there or something. Like b5. I don't think white's position is actually that good at all. Somehow. I feel like this can be a very tricky endgame. If like he had 1 second, I had 40 seconds. I could see black winning that. That's how decent my position was. But for some reason I did this knight d4 move when really all I should be doing is this and king c7, and his knight can never access the nice squares because the knight on it c5 covers everything, right? So just like stop this move, which is the only annoying move. Maybe play h5 to stop all the pawns, and like king c7 and just double the rooks and go. And like the bishop is, yeah, I mean his position is really bad. So it was a nice game, but every game is pretty much a coin flip. Like either I somehow play fast enough, not fast enough, but well enough when I have 1 second and I survive, and maybe I have a chance to win, or the coin lands on the other side and I just flag, which has basically been the story of every game that I've ever played in Title Tuesday. So in this one, unfortunately, we just flagged. But it was a nice game. I think black's much better. Borderline winning as long as you just sort of identify the right plan. But yeah, it's amazing how time travel will make you second guess even the most obvious things. Like, it certainly looked like in that position that it was very obvious to do the plan that I outlined at the end. But during the game, somehow I convinced myself otherwise. Is this winnable? I'm not so sure. I don't know about that king move by black. Now white just checks forever. This will be a draw. I have to look at this opening. Okay. Was just wondering, because it's called the Trumpovsky attack, classical, big center variation. I had to see what that looked like. So here we go. This is the big center variation. Guess I understand. F4, big center. Highware 18, thanks for the 5 months. Okay. Thanks for a full year of chessbrah. So much theory in this line now. Back when I studied it or first wanted to play it, it was like not that theoretical, but this line with c5 is like, it's littered with theory. It really is. There's been some like very high level games with like 30 moves of theory. Believe me, I don't know any of it. At least with the h pawn. Wow, kind of thought that that move was necessary. Shows how much I know. don't know. This doesn't look very promising because this pawn's just falling. So I more or less have to do this. This seems pretty standard for this opening, but I imagine one play for him is to just take on e5. Taking on d4 potentially looks kind of risky, I don't know. Yeah, so this is what I thought he was going to do. And, you know, like if we go bishop takes, you can trade, go rook d8 check, and rook d5, and seemingly just win that e-pawn. Like, just take it. So, I'm not too sure how to do this. I guess I'm going to go here. It really sucks to put your king back there after you've already moved it. Having a king on e1 when you can't castle any other direction is just not possible. So I'm gonna play this move. Obviously it looks very strange. Rook d5 maybe can still be played. My idea is bishop c4. If black gains any type of space here with the pawns and I can't take them or deal with them, then I'll probably be mated. I need to play like a4, bishop c4. It's not that comfortable. So bishop c4 is definitely the consideration. Takes, maybe he goes direct, just b5. I really want to play a4. That's so greedy. It's really so greedy. I don't know about this move. I don't know about this move. Bishop e2 was just simpler potentially. I don't know if rook d5 works, but I'm still planning to go here. Rook d7, I'll go bishop b5, which is nice that he's not able to just double rooks. Yeah, I thought he was going to do that. Even if he takes with a rook, I'll take it, so pre-move that. It's a tricky move. Don't want this move to ever hit me in the face. I think I just mated myself. Damn. I didn't want my bishop to ever get trapped, so I just kind of threw this move out there. Kind of forgot that, well, not forgot. I mean, it's easy to forget that this is actually an idea. I thought he was just making a random move. I think my position's fine, but yeah. Again, like I said, 50-50. Either flag or survive my position. Usually if I survive my position, I win. So, another coin flip for the boys. But yeah, not today. Yeah, I think white's probably better here. Check. King has to go back. I mean, I can also just play b6. run my king up the board, but the coin didn't land the right way. This guy's leading the tournament, actually. Ahead of Hikaru. Big matchup. Oh, Hikaru's not going to be happy about that repetition. You don't even have to check the evaluation. You just know that, you know, Hikaru's the type of player that can win every game almost, regardless. So he's not, pretty much never going to be happy with the draw. This is so lost that you could even play rook takes f3. I would just sack the rook for the pawn when the bishop was there. But probably I would find that that doesn't work or something. Looks like it works to me. There you go. Take the bishop. Tough endgame. Oh, this is also a tough endgame. I think that knight might be trapped. That knight's trapped. Oh my goodness. That was bad. That knight was definitely trapped in there. Now white might win this game, yeah. Go white pieces. King g6. Black's really playing like they're the worst, they're in the worst position. Up a pawn, knight f7, takes g5. I mean, this is really not a good sign. It's not winning, but the way that black is playing makes me feel like... Oh, f3, oh, king f6. Oh my god, these are some Aman level moves. These aren't good. These aren't good. I still feel like he's gonna blunder knight h5. It does. Oh my god. These people are entitled Tuesday. Good lord. Good lord. At least my chess isn't at that level, you know? You can always compare yourself to someone. That was truly painful. Oh, there's a break after that. Oh, again, we have to sit here for a bunch of time now as well. They're titled and it's Tuesday, correct. That was quite impressive. When I was making the coffee, it was nice because the break just zoomed by. But whenever I'm sitting here, the breaks just take forever. Time always goes slower when you got nothing to do. Mr. Sir, cheers to the 200 bits. More coffee. Well, I still got some. But it's not like, again, you know, this is why I don't stream at like 10 a.m. I'm just not going to play good chess at 10 a.m. The coffee will hit, I'll be fully awake, and then I'll be ready to play good chess at like 6 p.m. Like, it's a crazy disadvantage, it really is. You're looking at someone who probably has a rating difference of like 500 points playing in the morning. If Title Tuesday was at like 8 p.m., I would feel a lot more confident betting on myself. Will Yasser jump in for World Championship commentary this year? I'm not sure. I don't know what his plans are for that. We're not doing World Championship commentary this year, so I don't know if you mean with someone else. We'll definitely be streaming during it and probably doing recaps, but yeah, I mean, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. or whatever it is and fucking streaming the World Championship. Oh. Sounds like for a month straight or whatever the tournament length is. It sounds like a complete waste of my time. It sounds like a fucking nightmare. Bullet Mercenary, thanks for the 18 months. So we'll probably look to stream near the end of the matches and do some recaps and analyze the games and do some streams after for everyone that is feeling hyped after the matches. But yeah, there's no chance. No chance. Not even a Bullet Mercenary Let's Go is gonna propel me anywhere in this tournament. But yeah, by the time I'm like ready to play some decent chess, it's always like round 11 and then tournament's over. It's just impossible, man. I just cannot play chess in the morning. When you've been that way for, you know, a greater part of your chess career, you get used to it. Yeah, we might have to do that, Connie and Dave. That'll be the only chance. Only chance. You know, Thursday commentary only. Function 6. Almost 3 years. Thanks for the 35 months. This breaks so long. 5 minutes when you're just sitting here. Way longer than 5 minutes when you're making a coffee. Thank you, Captain Blue Balls, for the 10 months. I already did that, Dave. Wrote the punishments in the Discord. But as I said, as I said in the Discord, banning people for sub battles has gotten a lot less interesting when we're playing in a league that was supposed to be over in August, and it's like maybe gonna be over in December or something. So I've lost a bit of interest. The T levels have gone down. Does that move work? Bishop g7, bc3. Yeah, it looks like it kind of does work in a fun way. But I'm not necessarily willing to accept that. Takes queen h6. Takes b2. Doesn't look good enough. So it's got to be bishop g7, takes c3, and then probably b takes c3. Then queen a5. Okay, you could go queen c3, knight d5, queen c6, I suppose. That's the other point. Yeah, that has to win material. Has to win material. I'm thinking, no, hang on a sec. I'm thinking about something completely wrong. I'm on the wrong tangent here. I just can't even count. So basically all that calculation that I just did in my head is not really for any purpose. I'm actually lucky that I'm maybe not losing material on this line. I think it's a good position for black. Because in hindsight, if I had actually calculated like a human being, then I might have even considered just playing knight e4. Looks like an energetic move to continue the attack. The way things are, I'm not really going to be able to do that. This move is just so risky. Black has like really easy play, and just yeah, position's really bad. So I'm gonna go here. I don't think I can take that pawn. None of it looks good. None of it looks good. Bishop e6. I'm just in a worse position here. Yeah, there's always an H pawn and a dream, but it is exactly that, an H pawn and a dream. Not even developing my knight here, very risky. Knight e2 is certainly where I want to go with that, but you know, h5 is the idea. Here, maybe we take on d5. I do want to sack at some point with this, but when the rook can come to h8, sometimes h5 isn't as effective. So take on a6, followed by g4. Looks decent. Knight f6, maybe knight g3. And here I think I can take and bring the knight. King h8, queen h6. So I will get the queen here, but it's not necessarily a forced mate or anything. Queen here is also moved, so It's not forced mate at all. This is an idea. Knight e4 takes d6. Not sure. King g7 is 3 times. Can't remember, but I definitely would play knight e4. Was it 3 times? I didn't think it was. 1, 2. Yeah, okay, it wasn't 3 times. That's what I thought. I just needed to repeat to give myself enough time to actually calculate for a sec. Because queen g7, knight e4 is pretty strong. And if you went king g7, then I was going to go knight e4 anyway. And I thought that, well, actually, if he took here, it would have been pretty frightening. Because there's literally no checks. So probably would have hated myself for doing it. But queen h6 works here. Queen h6 gives me an h5, so queen f3 doesn't work. But seeing that with 1 second, I can easily see myself panicking, losing. And then if this, I thought this endgame would be a good try as well. But he should have done that for sure. I don't know what's happening here. But okay, generally if white gets an attack that crashes through like this, it should be game over. Especially with this rook here, like ever since he traded those bishops, it hasn't been him attacking. It's like immediately I attack and the rook should be back here so it can help defend. But because it wasn't, you know, whenever you can take a rook and your opponent can't take back with their rook, then you can take control of the file and then good enough. Oh, the big boss. 04. The big boss. Is black gonna win this? Is he gonna find a way? Maybe rook h1. Give a check. Oh, he's getting the pre-moves in. I wonder how you're supposed to try to win. I think you need to get the king around. It's not the nicest. Oh, I would go king c5 there. I think there was a moment he could have tried to get the king. Okay, he's going around now, I think. He's got the right energy. He's maybe gonna lose on time though. It's hard to move the rook off the c file now though. Yeah. Oh, that was fast. Hey, I'm playing that guy now. I'm playing the same guy. 2 bishop f4, 1-0. Uh-oh. That's frightening. 2 bishop f4, 1-0. Okay. We're going to have to stop that move then. Can't have him just beating me right off the bat. Yeah. e5 has to be a confirmed win against this guy. 2 bishop f4 1-0. There's not many options for me. e5 must be a try. Shooting one pair of rooks might not be a bad idea. This is very tender, which is why I didn't use this rook. Maybe something like that. Okay, rook d3. Sure if he's gonna leave the rook there or not. Kind of looks like interesting idea. I'm not so sure I'm gonna take it. That's the thing. Strangely enough, maybe that's a move. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this. Here, then I can take it. F3 would be great to be able to do that, but unfortunately that's with a check. Unfortunately, it's with a check. Very close. Very close. Yeah. Not the move we wanted to play. This bishop's gonna have to come back here. Might go h4. But I am threatening to take this now, just how seriously he takes that threat, and he doesn't take it very seriously, which is probably good by him. Let's bring this bishop back. Maybe this move is nice. think we have to, almost have to take, but it's really not a good move. This guy's just hanging here. He's just hanging. I think we gotta go here, right? Maybe, I don't think there's another tricky way to do things. So we gotta go here. We gotta lose this pawn with check. And at least lose one more pawn with check. I guess this one's kind of valuable. It's a nice looking move. Yeah, that's a great move. It's just stuck. Can't take on g5. But it's interesting. I don't really ever want to do this move, so having here is like pseudo annoying. Although I'm pretty sure I missed something nice around here. Things were looking kind of rosy here. After rook there, it's possible I should have played this move right away. And then, if the rook goes somewhere, then bishop b4. But not sure. I think this position is pretty much ideal for black. But rook e5 is interesting. Maybe I should just immediately dealt with it with like putting a knight on d7, attack the rook. Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain about that position. That's for sure. That's a great position. I think he just played it well. Like as far as those positions with black go, that's as good as they get. Let's put a game on. What? 1, 2, one more. One more game. All right. One more. Wow, what a blunder. Blundered the h2 pawn. Jeez. B2 surely must lead to mate. Oh, that's a big blunder. That's a big blunder. He wins again. This guy's having a good tournament. This is enough to call this one. He's got a extra pawn, which makes all the difference here. If he didn't have the pawn, we would be playing this one out for a long time. Now, check and bishop d4, rook a1. All right, let's get into the last round. e4. Let's play the French. h4 is by far the main move, I would say. Queen g4, h4. I think I have to play h5. can't allow my knight to get kicked from that nice square. A4, okay. Let's trade those. Okay, he's got an interesting way of playing the position. I'm not sure I mind. We'll find out though. I mean, his bishop gets to a3, but taking back this way could actually be sometimes a good thing. So get an outside pass pawn. He takes. I'm seriously considered taking this way just because I make the threat on the A file. Okay, well, I think getting him to play a6 is a good thing overall. My knight wants to jump in there, and I think I should be happy at that point. King d7, knight a5. Interesting. Start with this move. Knight e2, so knight f4 is coming. Deciding, like, do I want this knight here or do I want this knight here? Problem is both of them look pretty good. I don't know. Really can't tell. Suspect agent, thanks for the 29 months. Queen here, I don't know. Should probably just take it. Sometimes it's nice for black or white to take on c5 so that the c file stays closed rather than dealing with this. These guys will be weak. Six seconds, and the coin is tossed. Take that way, eh? Not how I would normally recapture, believe me. See if he plays bishop e2. He does. Now my knight gets a great square on d5. Can I win on just the queen side is the question. Whoa. That was a bit troll. Fine. Obviously, we had a good position, but I had some weird d5 hallucination. Smooth's really bad. Still completely winning after, but smooth's just very unnecessary. This white has nothing, literally nothing to do here, right? Rook here, rook e3. Anyway, obviously we're not playing well today, so these moves were kind of expected. I think that was the last game. Just double check before I. Yeah, okay. Before I have another game going. While I'm disconnected. Alright. I'm off. I gotta take care of some things. Just came on to lose a bunch of games, lose a bunch of ratings. I think we lost like 30 ratings, something like that. Not a good day of chess. Title Tuesday often never is. So maybe we'll be back next week for that same old, same old. I'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow's Arena Kings, and hopefully that goes a bit better. See you guys.